YouTube, and also Twitch chat if you're watching this on Twitch. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I stream on Twitch. Come follow the boy. Let's go ahead and talk about the whole AI discourse that's been going around recently, because I got a lot to say about it. Maybe not too much to say about it, but the biggest reason why I'm making this video in the first place is because people keep coming into my Twitch chat and asking, Omega, like, oh my God, like AI, like, oh my God, like, what you feeling about AI? Like, Omega, take shit, like, have you heard of Asmongold? Like, how you feel about what Asmongold thing, you know what I'm talking about? And I'm just making this video. What the hell was just stuck to, I got silica gel stuck to my wrist. And I'm making this video just to sort of get it all out there in the open, so that way everybody knows what my opinion is, and then y'all could stop fucking asking me. But then I'm still gonna end up getting asked anyways, because that's just how the internet goes. Okay, so first and foremost, I think AI is not wholly bad. You know, I've talked about this, I think, in another video. I know I at the very least talked about it on stream. I think there are good things that can come from AI, all right? However, a lot of what we see from AI on our timelines and stuff like that is really more so encroaching on or approaching a level that I'm personally not really comfortable with, because we are now using a lot of AI stuff to go ahead and rob a lot of people of, you know, creativity and, you know, jobs in the creative field, which I do not like. I don't support that. So I do not believe that if you are an AI artist that you are like a real artist. I don't subscribe to that. I know there's a lot of different opinions on this. I don't really care if you're using generative AI to make your artwork. I do not think you are an artist. And I think it's kind of insulting to artists to do that, right? Because obviously this is a topic that a lot of people have talked about, in the sense of like, art is something that is created from real experience, right? Real emotion, real feelings, creativity. And that's not something that AI could ever replicate, right? And the way that AI currently works is that it can really only work by sourcing a bunch of other people's actual art and then sort of amalgamating it all and then puking it out, right? Now, one thing that I've seen in response to this is I've seen people say, well, isn't that what art is anyways? Like, nobody's really original. Like, a lot of people are influenced by their favorite artists, you know, whether it's Masashi Kishimoto for Naruto, or I cannot think of any other artist off the top of my brain. I'm an L man, shout out AI, rotting my fucking brain. But you feel me, Akira Toriyama, right? Like, whatever, like everybody just has like an amalgamation of all different types of art. And that is just not the point, okay? What we're talking about with AI artists is AI artists or AI art in general, really, like, it's almost like scanning some shit from like every facet of, you know, different places of the internet and shit like that, or whatever it's being fed, and then soullessly spitting some shit out in like 3 seconds or whatever, right? Like, somebody's entire life experience is going into their specific drawing, even if they're highly influenced by like an Akira Toriyama or something like that, and they have very similar design elements to Akira Toriyama. It can't really be a replica of Akira Toriyama, because not only is there just different human input and different levels of human input, but, you know, also human experience and, you know, human connection, right? And regardless of whatever soulless amount of art a human being is making, there's always emotion or a life experience behind every form of art. Even if you think of the most trashy music ever made, like, that music only got made because of someone's life experience, you know, for better or for worse. You know what I'm saying? I gotta listen to another Logic song, I might fucking shoot myself. But you get me? Like, that's his experience that brought him to to making the fucking his music, right? Again, for better or worse. But it'd be like that. But still, human experience making that shit. Like, yes, I think Logic sounds a lot like a bunch of other artists, and I feel like is influenced very heavily by a bunch of other artists, and that might be why I don't give him the credit I give other artists, but he's still an artist. He's still creating art. Now, it would be different if Logic was an app that scanned Good Kid, Mad City from Kendrick Lamar, went beep, 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 and then shout out whatever the fuck album he made or whatever. That is something that is wholly different from the topic at hand, where somebody is like clearly influenced by something else, right? So in that aspect, again, I do not believe like AI artists can be considered in the same realm as like a human artist that is actually creating shit, right? Regardless of like what level of intricacy you have to go through to like tell an AI what to make, the AI at the end of the day is making it, not you. So I just don't believe an AI in its current state is like actual art, right? So that is my biggest thing. And when we go talk about AI artists taking jobs away from creators, that's another big aspect, because getting a job in the creative field as it is already super, super difficult, man. Like, and it sucks. It's rough out there. There's a lot of competition. A lot of people already at a baseline don't appreciate artists at all. And I mean, like we saw in that Asmongold clip, the majority of people don't give a fuck about the opinions or feelings of artists. They just want to consume shit, right? And AI is the easiest and best way to consume shit. And it is what it is. And that is the facts of the matter. I think there's another thing we have to sort of have to kind of accept what the world is becoming. And unfortunately, AI just is not going anywhere. It just isn't. It's way too far advanced right now. And there's way too many benefits to like companies and corporations and stuff to use AI art that I think like the Pandora's box has been open. And I don't know if we could ever recover from that without like, legislation or some shit getting put into play to reduce on that. But I don't think that's going to happen either. I wanted to also touch on another argument I see a lot of people making. I'll see a lot of people say stuff like, oh, AI art is just lowering the barrier to entry for people to get into creating art. Like, somebody might not be able to make like a really sick painting, or might not be able to make like a really cool, fan art of Goku, but with AI art, they could finally do that. And again, I just have to say, like, are you really creating that art though? Like, I think a big reason, or a big positive, I should say, to creating that art is that experience it took you to get there. Because I've done art before in the past. I've made music, I've drawn before, I've painted before, I've done all that sort of stuff. And the best feeling is like seeing your improvement go, of being like, damn, I used to really struggle with drawing hands. Now I can draw hands really well through repetition, through practice, through determination. Like, I got that now. Or like seeing like, damn, like I drew this fan art of Broly like 2 years ago. Let me try now. And it's like, wow, you see your improvement. And it's like, you get that sense of pride, right? I don't want to like police how anybody will feel about their own creations, I guess. But I just don't see how you feel that sense of pride because you told ChatGPT to do some shit. And before anybody says anything, yes, I know ChatGPT doesn't do images, but for the sake of the argument, you could DALL-E, whatever you want to say. But yeah, so there's that aspect of it that like I also, I don't see that like at all, period. And talking about accessibility for AI art, what could possibly be more accessible than a pen and a paper, right? You can get a pen for 69 cents and you can get like a ream of paper for like $5. That's pretty accessible. That is 500 pages you can start drawing right now, like today, right now. You know what I mean? Or even further, if you wanted to, get into art or whatever, everybody's walking around with a phone. You can get like one of them little stylus joints or whatever the fuck on Amazon. Boom, you can start drawing right there. There's a lot of different ways to like get into art, and art doesn't have to just be drawing either. It can be a lot of different things. There's nothing stopping you from getting into art. Like, you can start it whenever. So the accessibility thing, I don't really buy personally. But with that being said, what are some instances wherein I think AI can actually be a good thing? Because as I said in the beginning of this video, I don't think AI is like this, evil devil that's like wholly bad. You feel me? I think people hear the word AI and they immediately get this visceral reaction because one way or the other, because of the narratives and the overall discussion online about AI. Well, I would say a good use for AI. I talked about this again I don't know if I uploaded this to YouTube or if it was just on my stream, but like, your phones have a lot of AI technology in them, right? It's like when you take a picture of yourself and your phone processes it, it's using AI to do that, When you take a nighttime photo on your phone, it's using AI to enhance the nighttime photos of your phone. There's also editing features that's on stuff like your phone or like on Photoshop or something like that, to where like you can remove unwanted obstacles or whatever from your photos, shit like that. And I think that's a good thing. I think there's other uses for AI, like helping to like inspire somebody or inspire people. Like, I've used ChatGPT to inspire me on like video topic ideas, or to just jog my brain about what should I title this video. Like, I'll be like, what are some, good YouTube titles for a video about this or whatever. And then it gave me some ideas. I'm like, oh, that would be a good way to go. So then I make a title off of that, right? So like, I think there are good things that can come from AI. And I think that is stuff that I'm not against at all, right? But to that same token, right, for every like ChatGPT, which I think ChatGPT is actually like a really cool use of AI. We also have like the Taylor Swift AI thing that just went viral on Twitter. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you're fucking lucky. Pretty much somebody was making AI photos of Taylor Swift being completely nude. And it's a complete violation of that person. And shit like that should get you arrested, period. Like, I don't care what the fuck you say. I don't know how people on the internet are feeling about that topic in particular, but to me personally, that's jail time. Like, that, you should not be able to do shit like that, right? And there's so many like downsides to AI that really makes you be like, damn, like, where is this shit gonna end up going? Because AI already is like so advanced, right? Even what I was talking about with like the photo manipulation and shit like that, we're gonna enter an age where like everything you see online, you're not even gonna be able to believe, right? So like, you're not even gonna be able to believe like if it's already bad on Instagram, for example, with stuff like Facetune. Like, you have people looking at Instagram, you're like, damn, like, I want a body like that. I want a face like that. Like, what the fuck? I want my ass to look like that. But like, that's all Facetune. That shit not real, right? And then with AI, it's gonna become even more convincing. You're already not gonna know like what's real, really, right? So it's like, damn, where does this shit end? Because like, yeah, there's good things about AI. There's good things we can learn from AI. And I'm sure AI could help in stuff like in medical fields as well. I'm sure AI could be great for stuff like that. Like, if you can automate a lot of the stuff, like a lot of the menial tasks or whatever, like in the healthcare field, I'm sure that would be, a great big benefit. But again, it's like, damn, like, what are we doing here, man? Like, we're going further and further away from like the human connection, as it were, right? But I think this is something we all kind of knew would eventually happen. I mean, shit, one of the, best movies of all time, WALL-E, you feel me? WALL-E. You saw what humanity became with an over-dependence on stuff like technology. Now, me personally, I'm a person who is very pro-technology. I love technology. I'm a big tech head. I'm always, I'm the cutting edge of like most technologies out there. So this is something that I'm very passionate about. But like, it's also the negatives of it aren't lost on me either, right? And AI is one of those things where I think this is the first time, and maybe it's just because I'm getting old. I don't know, man. I'm turning 30 this year, so maybe it's just old man Omega shaking his fist or some shit. But like, AI was like the first thing that was like the cutting edge of technology where I was like, I don't know about that, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know about that, man. So like, yeah, I really don't know what to think of that. And, people in the chat right now, I'm about to fire back saying, damn, you hitting 30, bro. Well, guess what, motherfucker? Guess what? Yeah, you're 21 years old and you have no idea what your life is going to be, bitch. You're 21 years old using ChatGPT for your college essay, and then guess what, motherfucker? You're gonna graduate in 3 years, and because you use ChatGPT on your motherfucking final essay, motherfucker, you ain't learned a goddamn thing in that school that you paid $30,000 for. So now, boom, you 25 years old, $30,000 in debt in an economy that my generation ruined, and now you can't live your life, bitch. So yeah, go ahead and damn me one more time. You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say damn when you 25 years old can't get a fucking job because AI took over the world, pussy. So anyways, yeah, can we get an early happy birthday for me? I'm turning 30 in June. What a tone shift. Motherfuckers watching this video like, bro, I thought this was AI, now why am I in it? But yeah, anyways. Chat, let me open up the floor to you guys. Do you guys have any questions about my take on AI or anything like that? Or what are your guys' take on AI? Like, how are you guys feeling about AI in general? You pro AI? You anti AI? Because I feel like this is just a hot button topic. And again, I feel like this conversation isn't going to go anywhere because frankly, like I said, AI is only going to continue to advance and get more and more advanced. And like, yeah, it's scary. What's your take on AI writing? I mean, yeah, bad. Again, anything that's like taking away from like the creator, the creative, it's only gonna lead to just more and more like effortless slop being served up. And again, like, we live in a very consumerist society and everything's like content, consume. And AI just only adds to that, So, yeah, very bad. I think AI should be completely illegal. I see why you would say that, but not only do I think that's extremely unrealistic, but also like now, again, we're blurring the lines of like, okay, so where do we draw the line for like AI being illegal, right? Like I said, every time you take a photo on your phone, it uses AI to make your phone pictures look better. Do we ban that? Because that's AI. If you use Photoshop and you do photo manipulation on Photoshop for your professional work, there's a lot of AI in Photoshop as well. Like, where is that going? Siri, if you say, hey, Google, fucking Amazon, Alexa, all that stuff is AI. Like, how do we, like, there's no way that's just not realistic. I don't think AI should be used until there's some sort of regulations. Well, I mean, like I said, though, we've seen, like, AI has been here for decades already. in some amount of in some form or fashion, right? And then also, like, if we talk about AI is in like literally everything. Like every enemy that you've ever fought in a video game, that's all AI too. Granted, like it's not what you would classify when you think of AI, but that is AI. So like where do we start drawing lines? Like if you were to really, introduce regulations or try to, reduce on AI, like where does that even start? Like, what does that conversation look like? Because, like, yeah, it's one thing to say, yes, I think AI should be illegal because, like, I had to see that Taylor Swift shit earlier. Or I have to see, like, artists losing their job and then big corporations like Microsoft tweeting out AI art for, one of their, like, summer promo things I think they did last year or whatever, right? So it's like, damn. Like, what the fuck, If we're being more realistic, ban it from public use. What does that mean, though? What would y'all deem to be appropriate punishment for making AI for malicious intent, such as pornography? Genuine jail time. Like, I don't know exactly. Look, I'm not a lawmaker. I don't know what that looks like. But, like, if, like, for example, the dude that made the AI Taylor Swift shit, that guy should be in jail. Like, I feel like it should be almost no different than, like, revenge porn and stuff like that, which I'm pretty sure revenge porn is probably one of those things that doesn't get regulated enough, honestly. So, I mean, shout out to our justice system, but yeah, I feel like people that do that type of stuff don't normally face punishment for it anyways. How do you feel about people that think the finals, his finals run, wait, what are you talking about, Alpha? Did you type that in the wrong chat? I have no idea what you're talking about. I think the Swifties doxed them. The first good thing the Swifties did, to be honest. The internet has never been regulated properly, and I don't see anyone stepping in anytime soon. That's true. That's true. The internet is something that needs regulation in general because I think like the internet, like we just started cracking down on people like swatting people, but like as of right now, like you can pretty much dox somebody with full immunity online. You know what I mean? And like you pretty much face no repercussions for doing so. Like, yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of stuff about the internet that needs to be regulated. You can go to jail for revenge porn, but it's 6 to 2 years max. But what I'm saying about that is that does that ever get enforced though? Like, I feel like we really don't see that much. AI should be used as a crutch. Let's say someone designs a character and uses AI to polish it, use it for more help to lessen the workload for the artists and writers instead of straight up taking their jobs. So the thing about that is like, for example, if I was an artist, I might use AI to say like, okay, like give me a picture of a woman doing a pose where she has a sword and a gun in the other hand or whatever the fuck, something basic. And then I would use that as like a reference to draw from. I think it could be used in that aspect, and that would be an aspect I would legitimately use it for. But the turnaround on that is like, okay, if artists start doing that, then do companies just hire less artists, pay them less, and work them harder because now they have that, to their disposal, right? That's most likely what would happen. So like we can't live in a vacuum where like, oh, like an artist could really use that to lighten up their workload and make their workload way easier for themselves. Because then the businesses and corporations that employ those artists would realize this is happening and then crack down on them even harder. It's kind of like they always say, to never overachieve at work, right? Because the moment you overachieve, what's your boss gonna do? Your boss is gonna say, wow, you got your job done in half the time that it normally takes somebody. Your shift here is 8 hours. You finished your work in 3 hours. You know what? Relax for the rest of your shift. No, your boss is gonna say, wow, you did that in 3 hours. There's still 5 hours left in your shift. Now do this. Now do this. Now do this. Right? It's just gonna get worse. So while I would love that, and while I have used AI to help me in those aspects before, if we start incorporating that, like, you have to think about what that means on the business level and what would happen as a result of that, right? And it's the same thing like we saw with like voice actors and stuff like that, about how companies wanted to take voice actors' voices and be able to have them record once, right? And then use their voice in perpetuity for anything they wanted to do, which could then impede on that voice actor in the future, you know? So again, very, very bad champ, I think we could say. You can't cherry pick more applications for AI. From what I can tell, it's either gonna be used at its full capacity or not at all. That's also true. And that's why I said like that Pandora's box got open, right? So it's like really hard to like unopen Pandora's box, you know? How do investigators decide what is AI art and what is not, especially when AI gets better? Again, like, so for example, the Samsung S24 Ultra, it has AI capabilities that let you do photo manipulation. And anytime you use any of that stuff on the Samsung S24 Ultra, there's like a little watermark in the corner to show you, oh, this is AI generated, right? Or this used AI to create this photo. But you could easily Photoshop over that or just crop it out or whatever. So there's always that aspect. And also that is only a thing for right now. They could get rid of that in the future. Also on my Pixel 8 Pro, it also has AI features, but it doesn't do any of that watermarking. Now, the Google Pixel does do things to where, like, if it detects that you're trying to do something a little shady, it won't let you do it, right? Like if you're trying to like manipulate a photo too much, the app or like the Pixel is gonna be like, nah, we're not doing that. You're kind of going against like the terms of service type shit, you know? AI in and itself is not evil, humans are. I think that's just genuinely what it comes down to at the end of the day. Because I genuinely think like AI could be used for so much goodness in the world, but instead, people are always going to push things to the absolute limits. And that's just what it comes down to, you know? This is why I think it should be completely restricted from most people. It's just a tool that enables the evils of man. It's sad, but I mean, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, anyways, it's a very nuanced topic. But let me know what you guys think about AI and stuff like that in the comment section. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say, so I look forward to reading what you guys have to say in the comments. And yeah, man, like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and check me out on Twitch.